It might be hard for you to believe that there are such beautiful places on Earth. Their strange scenery and bright colors look like they belong in a movie, but they are real. So here are 20 amazing places that will make you question everything you thought you knew about the Earth. Number 20. Bloody Waterfall. When it comes to scary natural sights, Blood Falls in East Antarctica is one of the best. Think of a cold white iceberg with a deep red stream running through the middle of it. This is nature's version of a dramatic picture. The waterfall comes out of Taylor Glacier and gets its cool color from iron-rich salt water that oxidizes in the air, a process similar to how rust forms on metal. Scientists have looked deeper into where it came from because of how haunting it looks. A subglacial lake has been hidden under the glacier for millions of years. It is home to bacteria that can live without air or sunshine. These bacteria eat the iron and give off ferric ions, which make the blood flow red. Researchers are interested in this finding because it gives them a glimpse of how life might thrive in similar harsh conditions somewhere else in the universe. Number 19. Eternal Flame Falls. A small cave below Chestnut Ridge Park in New York has a natural feature called the Eternal Flame Falls. Behind the falling water is a small flickering flame that burns all the time. This natural wonder happens because when lit, the gas feeds the flame, which dances on even though water is flowing around it. The fire goes out every so often, but curious visitors often start it again, keeping the tradition alive. The falls were not well known before media coverage and social media buzz, but geologists studying the site have been surprised to find that the gas it gives off has higher levels of propane and ethane than they would normally expect. This adds to the fall's mystery. Number 18. Tunnel of Love. Consider a scenario where a business location unexpectedly transformed into a symbol of love. In Ukraine, a stretch of railroad has transformed into a symbol of love. It's called the Tunnel of Love, and it's about 4 miles long. 3 of those miles are under a natural tunnel of trees. During the warmer months, the branches connect above, making a bright green tunnel. In the winter, snow covers the path and turns it into a magical white hallway. The railway is still used for what it was built to do: bring plywood to the nearby town of Klevan. It is now a popular place for couples and photographers. Operators need to be careful because tourists often stay on the tracks for a long time to get the right picture. Strangely, people believe that the trees have grown to conceal the movement of military gear. Today, though, the railway's important beginnings are overwhelmed by its magical atmosphere, which draws people looking for love, peace, or just a walk through a storybook. Number 17. Mendenhall Ice Caves. Have you ever thought about what it would be like to walk on a glacier? While the Mendenhall Ice Caves near Juneau, Alaska, provide a unique experience, reaching them is not an easy task. To get to the opening, adventurers have to cross icy seas and walk over dangerous rocky terrain. The prize is amazing once you get inside. The roof of the cave shines with different shades of blue that look like waves that have stopped moving. Light gets through the thick ice and gives the smooth stones below a strange glow. Each sparkling surface and droplet of water tells a story of nature's slow, steady work. But this beauty doesn't last. The Mendenhall Glacier is quickly melting, and the caves are going away with it. For now, they are a reminder of how strong and fragile nature can be. They are a fleeting marvel that could vanish in the near future. Number 16. Pink Lake. Imagine discovering a lake so vibrantly pink that it appears to have undergone dyeing. Lake Retba is a natural beauty that amazes people with its bright color. It is just northeast of Dakar, Senegal. Dunaliella salina algae, which thrive in the salty water of the lake, are responsible for the pink color. Algae make a red pigment that soaks up sunlight and turns the whole lake into a sparkling pink area. This color is especially bright from November to June when it is dry. Magenta-colored plants around the lake add to the show's beauty. Lake Retba is beautiful, but it's also vital to the local economy. Salt harvesters walk through salty water and scrape off thick layers of salt from the lake bed. It's a challenging job, but many people need to make a living. The fish here are much smaller than usual because they have changed to live in the very salty water. It's hard not to be mesmerized by this rare and beautiful sight as you stand at the edge of the lake and watch the sun bounce off the pink waves. Number 15. Stone Forest. In Tsingy de Bemaraha National Park in Madagascar, huge rock towers reach up into the sky, making a scene that is hard to imagine. This isn't just an interesting rock formation, it's the world's biggest one of its kind. A very long time ago, the area was a lake. As the water went down, layers of limestone showed up. Over time, the constant summer rains and erosion beneath the ground formed these layers. What was the outcome? A maze made of very sharp stone blocks, some of which are up to 2,600 feet tall. The name Tsingy means a place where you can't walk barefoot, which makes sense. People who are brave enough to explore should be very careful, because these sharp rocks can cut through skin or gear. Even though it's rough, the stone forest is home to rare animals that thrive in places where most people would be afraid to walk. Number 14. The Black Forest. Have you ever thought about what it would be like to walk through a fairy tale? There is a spot in Germany where tall trees block the sun and make long shadows on grassy ground. This isn't just any forest. It's the place where many of the Grimm brothers' scary stories came from. The sound of streams and leaves moving in the distance breaks up the strange silence. Many visitors say it feels like the woods are watching them, which is unsettling and fascinating. There are lovely towns and sparkling lakes beyond the haunted atmosphere, but the mysterious air of the forest is what draws people back. Number 13. Marble Caves of Chile Chico. What if the shapes that nature made were more beautiful than anything an artist could make? Waves have shaped the marble caves into beautiful shapes over thousands of years along the waters of Patagonia's General Carrera Lake. Inside, the calm water creates flowing patterns of blues and whites, giving the impression of endless colors. It feels like visiting a new location each time, as the colors shift in accordance with the changing seasons. Smooth marble walls, whose colors and shapes change as the light hits them, surround people arriving by boat. It's like a live painting that nature keeps adding to. Number 12. The Blue Forest. Have you ever seen a forest turn into a blue ocean? In Belgium, every spring, the ordinary changes into the unusual. Millions of bluebells bloom at the same time under tall, spaced-out trees, covering the forest floor with bright color. The place isn't captivating for most of the year, it's just another wooded walk. But when the flowers bloom, the forest turns into a beautiful show that people come from all over the world to see. The soft flowers move in the wind, making the atmosphere feel like it's straight out of a dream. In that moment, nature shows us how short-lived beauty can be. Number 11. Fly Geyser. What happens when nature corrects human mistakes? Something amazing came out of an old geothermal well in Nevada's dry environment. In 1964, someone tried to drill but hit water that was 200 degrees Fahrenheit. The Earth, however, had a different plan. Pressure pushed water to the top, and even though people tried to close the hole, mineral-rich water kept coming out. Mineral layers built up over time to make the strange, colorful shape we now call Fly Geyser. Algae that love heat and do well in the steamy environment paint its surface bright reds and greens. The geyser is still growing, shaped by nature's steady hand, and a mistake that people have long since forgotten. Number 10. Bergpark Wilhelmshöhe. Over the course of 150 years, Germany created an architectural masterpiece, Bergpark Wilhelmshöhe. It looks like a beautiful mountain park at first, but as you look around, you can see that this isn't your average scenery. A huge figure of Hercules stands watch on top of a circular structure high above. This is the start of an amazing water show. Streams flow down the side of the hill in a number of carefully planned waterfalls and pathways. All of these waterways finally meet at the Grand Fountain, which stands proudly in front of the Wilhelmshöhe Palace. Each element seamlessly blends art, nature, and human creativity. When the waterfalls are turned on, the park turns into a live, moving work of art that amazes everyone who sees it. Number 9. Lake Hillier. How come a lake would be so vibrantly pink? Close to the southern coast of Australia, Lake Hillier is a bright bubblegum pink color that jumps out against the grass and deep blue water around it. The view from above seems too fantastical to be genuine, with the lake like a splatter of pink paint on the landscape. Scientists believe that the peculiar color of the lake is due to the presence of tiny creatures such as Dunaliella salina and salt-loving bacteria living in its extremely salty water. Even though the water is very salty, you can swim in it, and it's safe as long as you don't drink it. Reaching the lake requires either flying or taking a boat, but the view is truly breathtaking. But how can something so strange live in the world? The lake doesn't give simple answers. It just makes you think about how strange the world is. Number 8. Grand Prismatic Spring. In the heart of Yellowstone National Park, the Grand Prismatic Spring is a breathtaking sight. This natural wonder is more than just a hot spring. It's a burst of color and size that's about 370 feet across. It's bigger than a football field, at least 160 feet deep. It's deep enough to swallow up a 10-story house. Water heated to 160 degrees Fahrenheit keeps rising through cracks below the surface, letting out up to 560 gallons per minute. But what really draws people in is the bright ring of colors that surrounds the spring. No, these bright colors, oranges, yellows, greens, and blues, aren't just for show. Germs who love hot water and thrive there created them. As the seasons change, so do the colors. In the spring, the landscape becomes a live painting. When you stand on the edge, you can't help but be amazed at how well science and beauty fit together. Number 7. Doong Cave. Enter a realm where the vastness of nature surpasses your imagination. That's what you'll find in Doong Cave in Vietnam, which is the biggest cave known to exist on Earth. Even though it was found in 1991, no one went into its deep levels until people did so in 2009. For years, people in the area stayed away from the cave because they were afraid of its deep, dangerous waters. Doong feels like an underground world because it is over 5 miles long and has ceilings that are more than 600 feet high and lengths that are close to 500 feet. Some of the cave's roof has fallen off over time, letting shafts of sunlight in and growing lush plants in some places. Some stalactites are as tall as 200 feet and stand out among the plants like old stone guardians. Adventurers can now go on organized trips that let them explore its huge rooms, but getting around in this underground world is still expensive and hard on the body. Still, those who go on the trip will see something that looks like it came from a dream. Number 6. Fingal's Cave. How can nature create something so flawlessly geometric? Many find themselves pondering this question upon their first sight of Fingal's Cave on the remote Staffa Island in Scotland. The cave captivates with its impressive site, featuring towering basalt columns that resemble a giant staircase, appearing almost too perfect to be a product of nature. This impressive sea cave, soaring 70 feet high and extending 270 feet deep, is a stunning testament to the power of ancient volcanic activity. The cooled lava formed complex, symmetrical cracks, giving rise to columned walls that resonate with the rhythmic sound of waves. Affectionately known as the Cave of Melody, locals revel in the enchanting symphony created by the crashing water, producing a resonant and haunting tune. Reaching Fingal's cave requires a boat ride, and the adventure is often influenced by the weather. However, on those rare days of tranquil seas, visitors can venture inside and immerse themselves in the cave's remarkable acoustics. Number 5. Salar de Uyuni. Imagine stepping onto the clouds as if the sky were your personal pathway. In the heart of southwest Bolivia, a surreal dream transforms into reality at Salar de Uyuni, the largest salt flat on the planet. Covering more than 4,000 square miles, this vast white landscape was created over countless years as ancient lakes dried up, resulting in a dense layer of salt. In the dry season, the landscape transforms into a stunning, seamless expanse of white that stretches endlessly to the horizon. When the rains arrive, an extraordinary transformation unfolds. A delicate sheet of water turns the surface into an expansive mirror, flawlessly mirroring the heavens above. The line where land meets sky vanishes, crafting a mesmerizing optical illusion that allows anyone traversing it to appear as though they are gliding among the clouds. This captivating spectacle attracts photographers, travelers, and visionaries from every corner of the globe, all yearning to experience nature's most perfect reflection. In that moment of tranquility, enveloped by the vastness around you, it transcends mere photography. It serves as a poignant reminder of nature's serene and awe-inspiring beauty. Number 4. Monte Roraima. Imagine being in front of a mountain that doesn't seem to follow nature's normal patterns. Rocks towering over 1,000 feet encircle the peak, which resembles a nearly perfect tabletop. It's true that Monte Roraima is amazing. This old creation, which is where Venezuela, Brazil, and Guyana meet, has fascinated both locals and travelers for hundreds of years. The flat peak covers about 12 square miles and rises like an island in the sky. The environment it creates is home to unique plants and animals. The Pemon and Kapon people in the area think that Monte Roraima is the stump of a tree that is said to have grown every fruit and vegetable in the world in the past. People all over the world have been fascinated by these stories, which help to inspire works like Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's The Lost World and the flying rocks in the movie Up. It seems impossible to get to because the walls are so high up. This adds to the sense of mystery and wonder around it. Number 3. Naica Mine. How do crystals get so big? A strange underground world in northern Mexico holds the answer. The Cave of Crystals is below the ground, and it has huge selenite rocks that are almost 40 feet long. For more than 500,000 years, these crystals slowly grew in rooms full of mineral-rich water cooked by magma. Few people have actually been there. The temps get so high that it's hard to stay alive without special gear. Still, the shining towers give people who go there a look into Earth's secret wonders, where nature has been working slowly for thousands of years. Number 2. Zhangye Danxia Landform. The Zhangye Danxia landform in China is a magnificent example of a landscape that looks like it was drawn instead of being made by natural forces. Huge hills in bright shades of red, orange, yellow, and green stretch across the sky. Over millions of years, geologic shifts have pushed and moved rock and mineral layers, making this lively show. Wind and rain have shaped these layers over time into sharp peaks and smooth slopes that make the land look plush from far away. You can feel like you're walking through a strange picture as you turn each corner and see a new set of colors. Photographers and tourists from all over the world come to see the colors change with the light, shining best at sunrise and sunset. The Zhangye Danxia's stunning scenery is often compared to a natural rainbow stretching across the earth. It serves as a reminder that nature can create beauty that surpasses our imagination. Number 1. Tianzi Mountains. The Tianzi Mountains in China's Hunan province might be the place for you if you've ever wanted to walk through a scene that looks like it came straight out of a fairy tale book. These huge limestone towers rise gracefully, and the mist around them makes them look like they're flying in the air. The area is about 17,000 acres and has been shaped by over 400 million years of erosion and natural action, leaving behind thin hills that look like they cut through the sky. The biggest tower is almost 4,000 feet high. There are stories about a farmer named Zhangye Danxia who led a rebellion and called himself the Son of Heaven. This is how the mountains got their name. Their strange looks have influenced both legends and movie settings. For example, the flying mountains in Avatar were based on them. It's like going into another world when you visit these peaks in the morning fog. Reality and myth are mixed together. Which of these locations captivated your interest the most? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe for attractive stories from every corner of the world. Thanks for watching.